Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Another episode of Mart's Weld Shop here. Okay, I'm sorry. Everybody. I've been gone for a little bit. I'm talking to all three of you guys. So, anyway, I'm not going to say it's been hot. There's been a few days. But anyways, I've been waiting on parts. Things have been back ordered. I've been waiting on this center section for my rear end here. For my rear end, you know what I'm saying? No, but that thing, galactic back order. And I'm like, can you give me this gear ratio? Can you give me that one? And they're like, we ain't got any. I'm like, it says on your website you got some. They didn't apparently. So here I've been waiting for the rear end thing. And then I'm like, today I'm like, maybe I should get this thing powder coated while I'm waiting for the Battle Galactica back order thing to come through. So then today I get charged for my rear end thing. So now it's on its way. So I'm currently, I'm like, I kind of shot down the powder coating thing because this was supposed to be budget and I didn't want to pay all this cash, but now that the thing is coming, I'm just gonna paint it. So, God, I'm sorry I wasn't gonna make a video of me just painting this rear end thing. So I just basically I cleaned it and I sprayed some of that rust prohibitor activator. Yeah, rust activator I put on there. And then I started putting some primer on. But I didn't get too far. I only kind of put a light coat on it. And yeah, you can see right there. I don't know, maybe it's not very thick. So that's where I am with that. Putting some paint on this thing. I'm just going to paint it a satin black or something. So it ain't too shiny and not too flat. So that's that. And the other thing with the old S10 here, last time I got the engine and the transmission in there, but what I found out was when I ordered my old flex plate, I was just shooting at the hip. I was firing shots off. I'm like, give me one of these, give me one of those, and stuff. So it said LS1, LS2, LS6. I just figured it was the right one, guys. Until I got this here 4L80. I already had it. I didn't even look. I'm old. My eyes don't work. I didn't even look. I missed the 3 other bolt holes that the torque converter needs on the flex plate. And the bolt spacing on the flex plate wasn't far enough out. So yeah, that's gonna be sitting right over here because I already takes it out. So if anybody needs one of these for their LS swap with per se a 700R4 or Turbo 350 or Power Glide or something, this should work. And also it's for half price. Half price. I dumped 100 bones on that thing, so whatever, Whatever. Make me a good comment. Maybe I'll send it to you for free. Well, anyways, so I pull the tranny. It's under there right now. I just pulled it off the back of the engine, dropped it down, got the flex plate off. Got me a new flex plate coming from the old, these guys here, Competition Products. So Eric got me, he did all the mathematical diagnoses and the investigations you need to do for the 4L80, which is a 6-bolt. And the only thing I don't know right now is if it needs the push-in spacer or the 6-bolt crank spacer-rooney. So, and I know I bought the spacer, the push-in one, when I did my Chevelle the first time. But you know what? A guy can't find it anywhere. And I know it's there. Until I buy the new one. That's when I'll find it. That's how that works. So, turns out here, this here flex plate. It's kind of dished. So when I had it in there, the pilot of the torque converter, the torque converter, you know, I can't talk, whatever, was not in the back of the crank. So it requires a spacer. So what I found out was that I think this is what I'm going about based off of what I thought I found, okay? So the concave one needs the push-in, just the one that slips up in there. It's kind of like smaller and then it gets big and then it houses the nose of your torque converter. So, but if it's a flat flex plate, it needs the bigger round one with the 6 holes for the back of the crank, because there's a short crank, like this is the 5.7 early, and then there's a 6 liter, or I don't know, but one's long and one's short. So on the back of your engine seal, one's almost flush and the other one sticks out. So that's where the spacer comes in. So if this flex plate comes in flat, then I need the one with the bolt holes. So, but I looked this thing up on the old interwebs, and it says it's flat, but it showed a picture of the concave one. So here I'm waiting until that comes in before I can buy the proper spacer, which it'll probably be the one that I already have that I can't find, that I'll find as soon as the stupid one comes in the mail. You know what I'm talking about? Or is it just me? Just, that's my luck? Well, anyways. So, the old tranny is, she's under here. She's just hanging out right there. She's waiting to go in. Just put me in my place. Then I gotta make a stupid cross member, which I think I'm gonna do the old Chevelle one and cut that up and just, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't know. I say I'm not gonna pay $380 for a cross member, but I'm gonna end up, you know from the past videos that I'm gonna end up buying the stupid crap. Like I said, the budget's out the window, guys. The budget is out the window. So, yesterday, I went to the old hardware store because I needed some bolts. And it was kind of funny because I was like backing out, and then my neighbor across the road, he just moved in. Skyler, that's his name. So, yeah. So, and he's got a work truck, and I could hear his little reverse beeper. So I went that way, and I don't know which way he went because I was already gone, but he was backing out when I was backing out. And I got to the bolt section at the hardware store, and as soon as I got there, he came around the corner. We could have rode together. It was funny. That's pretty stupid, but anyways. So what I had to do is I had to get a bolt because I put my balancer on, guys and girls, or whatever. So the stock balancer bolt was not long enough. I couldn't even catch a thread. So the old balancer here, that stock bolt, I couldn't even catch a thread. And you pull it in with the bolt and strip your threads out, and your crank is falling out the bottom of the oil pan, and you wreck your fuel pump. I don't know. Anyways, so I went to the hardware store and I got me a bolt. I'll just show you. I got me a bolt because I got them both over here. And place is a mess again. So this here is the stock bolt with the orange googly gag on it. And this here is the bolt I picked up. Just longer. So the more I tightened it, because it had some threads, guys, to reach. And I kind of just tapped it on there with my rubber mallet, just I didn't want to hit it too hard. I don't want to wreck that thrust on the crank. So the more I tightened it, the more shims I put on there, just so it wouldn't bottom out if there's a bottom to the crank. I don't know. And yeah, we got her pulled in. I took my time. It wanted to spin. And right at the end, I used my little impactolator, not my little one, but my air one, to, send her home that last it was only about that much. So that's on there. And otherwise, I haven't really been doing much on this thing. However, the other day, because I was so bored, guys, I was freaking bored. And I was like, I don't like this thing being on the ground. So I made these doodads to lift the whole truck off the ground. Now she's up, I don't know, about a foot more than it was before. So yeah, it's awesome. Now I don't need to jack the thing up all the time. I can just slide under this thing. Boom. And all that wood, free from the fire truck factory. So, oh, I shouldn't say free. I had to buy like $16 worth of screws. So $4 a piece, guys, right here. Just, yep, 16 inches long. Just made a series of them. I had 4x4s on the bottom, and I put 2x4s on top. The ones in the middle, they're a little bit less than a 2x4. That was all free. I don't care. It's gonna work. It didn't go crushing through onto the floor yet. It'll wait till I get under there to smash me. Okay, that's what it's gonna do. Bring it. Bring it on. So, what else do I got for you? Oh, the other thing I noticed here on this here, setting this engine in, was right here. This here tube was super close. Like, I don't even know, but it was close. That I don't even think anybody can make a bend that close to get this the header in there. And I don't know, I gotta do some research on what people are actually using, because I'm seeing some pretty crazy tubes right there, and I'm like, there's no way that's gonna miss. Like, I don't even know how they can even put that for the picture for an S10. But the one thing I did do, because I know this is a Blazer steering column in here, and for whatever reason, under God, so help me save my prayers, if that made any sense. The firewall is different back in this, and you can't see with all this garbage in the way, but this whole pattern is off. So I ended up pulling the one. I only had one bolt in there, and there's 4 stock. So yeah, only one could line up. So I ended up pulling that one out, and I ended up drilling new holes. I don't know if you can see that. I got a bolt there, and there's one up on top. So I moved it over as far as it would go to the firewall, that way, and rebolted her in, drilled some holes, put that in there. And now I gained myself, it was at least an inch, because even this bolt on the steering shaft, get out of here, guy. This one right here was gonna hit the valve cover as you spin. So now I'm gonna change all this stuff to like rounded button head. I'm gonna get rid of all this junk and just I'm just gonna Loctite the fooshnickeys out of it and just make them flush. And it's gonna look a lot cleaner too, because that looks like a bunch of garbage spinning around on there anyways. So, and this thing's gonna go in the garbage, because like every day it says, I want to be a Ford, and it leaks all over the floor, and I don't even turn the wheel, and it's just leaking. Sorry, Ford guys. No, I'm not. So that's where we are with that. And we're just gonna get some paint on this thing before I gotta make burgers on the grill. This is burger night here in Wisconsin. Monsoon skin yesterday again. This place, man, I tell you, this year's been crazy. I mean, we've probably got 55-gallon barrels deep of rain already this year. And it's just insane. So yeah, we're gonna get some paint on this thing and have this thing ready for when that center section shows up. And hopefully we got the next video coming to you with, well, it could either be this rear end build or, I don't know, maybe that flex plate, putting the tranny back on, getting that situated, and maybe building a cross member. So I'm gonna get going on this here paint. It's just a paint job, guys. So we're just gonna slam some paint on there and yeah, go from there. Alrighty, boys and girls, we got this thing extra primered and we got some paint on it, as you just saw. So here she is. It's looking pretty shiny, but it's supposed to be satin. So it's not quite dry yet, and I ain't gonna touch it for a bit yet. So we're gonna let her hang here, and we got a whole can on there, and I used I used some high heat like caliper. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. But I think that stuff is a little bit better paint than the normal whatever. So that's what we went with. And yeah, she should turn out a little bit sheeny, not so flattish, but not too sheeny. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Not bad for a garage paint job, you know. I mean, what do you want? A couple weeks it'll be rusty, probably. So that's that. And sorry again, guys, for the short video. Like I said, I'm drawing. I'm scraping around. I'm drawing for straws here, waiting for parts to come in and get a little further on this thing, and it's killing me because I'm just sitting here doing nothing, and I'm out in the world on the old marketplace searching for parts, and a guy comes across an old Harrow if you're into BMX. So a guy went and bought that the other day. I mean, $35 for a Harrow, man. I don't know. I'm into bikes, into BMX, and it was a thing of the 80s, and it was awesome, and I like it. And who knows, we might do some videos on the old BMX restorations here in the future, maybe when it gets really cold out here. So that'll keep me in the house a little bit, and we'll have some content on some of that stuff maybe, and maybe a little RC car action. I don't know, probably not, but I do paint and for RC cars, so maybe I'll show you guys some of that stuff. I don't know, who knows, we'll see what happens here. But again, guys, I don't know what you want to see here. It's just another dumbass tan video doing the same thing that what's his guy and what's her face did, you know, like probably 20 years ago. I just did it with a Chevelle and I didn't tape it. So here we are doing an S10 video, and you know what, guys, like it, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep going on this guy, and we're going to keep you posted. So until then, we'll see you on the next episode of Mart's Weld Shop. Thanks for joining.